make sure that we're doing attendance correctly. We're going to look at our attendance clerks in our district, because they have to do a monthly report that comes to the district. So we want to see if those monthly reports are accurate as well. It's a number of different things that we're in the process of doing to see if there's some glitches in our system. And if not, at least we'll have a much better system in place for next year.
Sweet. Now we're talking about attendance. If attendance is down, do you think it's potentially blowback as a result of what's been going on within the district and parents are dissatisfied? Or what's your opinion on that?
You know, I don't know. I know we have a fairly transient community, but I think we have a good school system. I think we have good teachers in our district. I think we have solid programs in our district, and I think we meet the needs of a majority of our kids, particularly getting those kids ready for, like I said, a new global economy. It could be a number of reasons. It could be because of the economy is way down and parents have to move. It's really hard to say. Fair
enough. Now, we had several months ago, we linked to a piece from the Daily Press, and it had mentioned that teachers had a 4% adjustment, supporting staff 3%, along with admin. Those current financial adjustments pretty much kept the sharks away this year, and the district pretty much stayed solvent.
Very true.
Those cuts from this year, are they going to be sufficient for next year, and do you anticipate more austerity?
Well, you know, those percentages that you just read are from the furlough days that the teachers had to take, classified and management.
Okay.
And it's ongoing. It's the 2 subsequent years out. So hopefully that's going to be enough to keep us at least stable. So what we now have to do is put in some additional cost saving measures to make sure that we make up the ADA loss. And that's when I spoke of the attendance piece, that's a major part of that. I think we need to continue the practices that we put in place at this point in time as well. But we are looking at health and welfare, trying to cap that area. So anything that we can do to create a cost savings, that's where you're at.
And recently there was a issue with the student bus services. Right now, you know, on the internet, that's a hot topic right now because it's current.
Yes.
Can you elaborate for the viewing audience a little bit on that?
I can. You know, bus services, districts statewide don't really have to offer bus services, but you know, you have to get kids to school and so forth. But what we did is we looked at our 2 parent choice schools, and like I mentioned to you before, we have a new parent choice school coming on board called Cobalt Institute of Math and Science, and that school focus is on biomedicine and engineering. And then we also have University Preparatory School, which is one of the top schools in the county, if not the state. They have an API that's over 900, but they're parent choice schools. So that's why we're looking at busing at those particular schools at this point in time, in terms of the savings that we will glean from.
And potentially having parents drive their kids to school.
Yes, and we've worked with Victor Transit authorities, and they will be routing buses into those neighborhoods as close as possible, within at least a half a mile of walking distance.
Now here's my question: throughout the high desert, that particular type of school, the parent choice schools, are students typically bused in via the district, or do parents actually drive their child to school?
That school roughly has a little over 1,000 kids, and there's about 500 kids that are actually taking the bus in, and so the rest of the kids are being driven in. I'm not sure if there's any kids that are walking the 3-mile radius or not.
No, but I meant compared to other districts, what are they doing with those type of schools?
Yeah, well, if you look at parent choice schools across the state, for the most part, those kids are either coming in by way of parents driving them to school, or by city buses.
Okay. I appreciate that for that clarification. Now, in regards to the bus services, the district has an aging fleet, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so a lot of the associated costs that are increasing are due to having to upgrade the old fleet, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, that one's a complicated one. We're still trying. I'm trying to still get clarification.
I only got a few minutes, so don't hit me too hard.
But technically, every year you have to retrofit your buses. Buses that were built in 2007 and up, you have to retrofit them so that they continue to produce clean air, number one, and that they're the type of buses you can still have on the road to transport your kids in regards to safety. Anything from 2007 down are buses that we may not be able to run. We have some old Crown buses that were built, I'm not sure how old, but I would say back in 1990.
Wow. And
they produce fumes that are not conducive to the environment.
Fair enough. Mr. Superintendent, there's a lot of talk out there that people aren't too happy with admin, on the admin level, in the sense that there aren't adequate cuts at the top, but the district is willing to cut a lot of the student programs. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes.
Is that true or not true?
When we did layoffs, and cuts are considered layoffs.
Okay.
We laid off across the board.
Okay.
It wasn't just teachers who we focused on. We did layoffs with classified, and we did layoffs with management.
Fair enough. In your opinion, because you inherited a lot of this stuff,
True.
And I've been digging into this for the viewing audience. I did not know. I thought pretty much they were the root cause of this, but it goes a little deeper.
It does.
It goes back years.
Yes, it does.
Okay. What do you think, in your opinion, was the current cause? The current, I guess, what's the question? The current main issue that put the district in its financial current state. What was the problem?
Well, you can't pinpoint. I mean, there's been so many different things, but as I mentioned to you before, when they passed Measure V, and I don't know the conversations before then, but somehow Excelsior received $36 million from this district, I guess, to build their new facility.
A charter school.
A charter school, and you don't find any public entities in the state of California that would give a charter school $36 million. I don't think you can find that anywhere in any books.
Well, hold on. Let's freeze that then.
Okay.
Well, who gave them the money?
Well, that came from past administration, and so I can't really get into names and specifics, but they come from past administration and your past boards.
So do you? Okay. Well, I don't even want to. Well, we'll have to dig into that.
Okay.
If we have any viewers out there who knows the inside skinny on that, please let us know, because that kind of makes me think, from the outside looking in, who hasn't really followed the district that much, that maybe there was some inside politics involved in this. Because let me freeze you on that. Let's jump down to Adelanto High School.
Okay.
And this is the inside politics that kind of gets to me. What in the bloody world is going on in regards to this school? In your opinion, Mr. Superintendent, who has benefited by this school sitting idle?
No one's benefited.
Okay.
In order for the district to stay solvent,
okay.
One of the things that we had to do in terms of cost-saving measures at this point in time was to postpone the opening of the school. Not close the school,
just postpone
the opening.
Okay, so
now, here's the caveat behind this, though, is that those kids will still be allowed to use the facilities. I've met with the administration from Adelanto High School that's currently sitting at the Seneca site. We're going to have football games there. We're looking at having basketball games there. So we're going to be using the facilities from an athletic standpoint. And hopefully we'll be able to use a facility maybe to have an awards night or some type of play there in their new theater as well. So we will, because I want the kids to still be connected and know that they're going to have a school to go to next year.
Okay, now here's an interesting question that I received online. When the school was in planning or being built, were funds ever set aside to furnish Adelanto High School we're talking about, or staff the school?
Well, staffing would come internally, number one.
Okay. Meaning you would move folks over?
Yeah, you would move your teachers over that are currently working with the kids at this point. Those teachers,
right,
excuse me, would move forward with the kids. And then, if there's critical positions that you may need to backfill with, like maybe a chemistry or physics, then we'll have to find someone within, hopefully within our current staffing, to be able to backfill that way.
Okay, and was there ever any real benefit cost analysis commissioned by the board in regards to this school?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what was the conclusion?